Hi, I'm Farnaz. I'm here to introduce you to my conditioning method called MuayFit. I'm so excited to get you guys through this fast-paced, high-intensity, but also modifiable workout. First off, we're just going to start with basic squats. We want your legs as wide as the shoulders. I always say maybe a toe size wider, and have your weight on the outer edges of the feet so that you can activate the glutes. We're on a 20-second, 10-second format. Let's start with 20 seconds of squats. Starting in 3, 2, and go. Exhale every time you come up top, and don't worry about how fast you go. Worry about going full range of motion so you can warm up your body properly. After this 20 seconds, we're just going to pulse. Focus on that breath and focus on your form. And now pulse. For the pulse, you want to hold that belly button in, push your weight to the heels, and just move 1 inch. In 3 seconds, we're moving on to high plank pose. On high plank, if you feel like it's too much, you can always go down on your knees, but make sure you're holding your belly button in. If you are on your toes, try to tap the opposite shoulder without moving your bum side to side. If you're on your knees, you can do the same thing, but the whole focus is to hold your core tight. In 20 seconds, you're just holding for 10 seconds. Whether you're on your toes or on your knees, still hold your belly button in and focus on squeezing your core. And then from this, you're turning onto your rowboat. Modified variation would be having your hands down, or you can have your hands alongside your body. Don't worry about fully extending your legs. Worry about engaging your core. In 20 seconds, you're just doing your regular Russian twists. For your Russian twist, you can have your knees down or up, it's your choice, but have your hands together, stick your elbows out so you can twist your upper body side to side for only 10 seconds. And breathe. Perfect. And now we want to go back to the squats for set 2. We're just doing 2 sets of everything. So one more time, we're going back to your squats, legs as wide as the shoulders for 20 seconds. Focus on your breath. Focus on pushing your weights to the heels and squeezing your glutes. Four more seconds. And now just pulse. It doesn't matter how low you go. Focus on pushing your weight on the heels and moving 1 inch. In 4 seconds, we're going to that plank. Your hands are down, core is tight. If you can't hold on the toes, you can always go down on the knees. The whole purpose is for you to keep your core tight. Now, if possible, try to tap the opposite shoulder without moving your bum side to side. And breathe. And now hold for 10 seconds. You can be on your knees. Four more seconds. And now let's move on to your rowboat. Whether your hands are down or up, it's your choice. Focus on your breath. Focus on your abs. Five more seconds. And now moving on to your Russian twist. Whether your legs are up or down, it's your choice. And time. Okay, now we're gonna move on to the exercises to get your heart rate up. Focus on the breath, but most importantly, a proper warm-up. After warming up your joints, allow your heart rate to go up. So when you're doing more complicated exercises, you don't feel exhausted so quickly. So what we're doing right now is what I call toe taps. Toe taps is kind of like skipping, but what it does, it works your calf muscles, but it also helps your heart rate going up. You're just tapping your weights, or you can always tap the floor. And then when you feel comfortable, you can add a bit of a skip to it. We're doing 30 per leg. After the 30 per leg, you're just doing alternating step back lunges. For the lunges, stepping back is the safest option for the knees. Depending on how you're feeling that day, you don't have to go super low. But basically, the more you increase the range of motion, the more your body will warm up. The last exercise is what I call knee tuck. For knee tuck, your hands are on the floor. You can either jump in and jump back, or you can always step in and step back. So let's start with a 75-second timer and try to feed these 3 exercises in. We got the toe taps for 30 per leg, step back lunges for 10 per leg, and then knee tucks for 10. Ready in 3, 2, and let's go. Focus on your breath. Inhale with the nose, exhale with the mouth. If you can't tap the weights, just tap the floor, and you don't have to go really fast. And now moving on to your step back lunges. Do what's right for your body. You don't have to go very low. You want to push the leading leg's heel down and keep your upper body weight forward. That's 6, 7, that's 8. One more. And that's 10. And then your hands are on the weight or on the floor. You jump in and you jump back. 5, 6, 8, 9, and that's 10. Ready to go again? We need 2 more sets. Three, 2, 1. Moving on to those lunges. I'm trying to go a little bit faster so that my heart rate can go up. Eight, 9, and that's 10. Moving on to those knee tucks. Either jump back or step back. It's your choice. Eight, and that's 10. Whew, now I have 15 seconds to rest. Breathing into the nose, exhaling with the mouth. We just have one last set and then we'll go for a sip of water. Starting in 3, 2, and here we go. Last time around. Two, 1. Inhale with the nose, exhale with the mouth, send oxygen to the lungs. We're almost there. 4. And that's 10. Last of those knee tucks. Your break is 10 seconds away. And that's 10. Done with the warm-up. In MuayFit, there's what I call a speed section, where you try to go as quickly as possible with a certain amount of exercises. A martial artist needs to be fast, needs to have good endurance, and needs to be strong. Your first component is the speed. What we're going to do right now is a series of exercises that you want to do as fast as possible. I'm just going to run through those exercises, and you'll be only doing these exercises once. Your first exercise is called single arm snatches. All you need is a 1 dumbbell. What you're doing is your knees are slightly bent, legs are a bit wider than the shoulders so you have enough space to reach down. Let's start with the left arm. As you are trying to lift the weight, you always want to think that you're pulling the weight and not pushing the weight for this exercise. You pull, you slightly bend the elbow, and you go over your head. You want to push your weight to your toes, so it gives you a bit of momentum in order to get the weight over your head. What you're doing is 7 reps. The next exercise is what I call overhead lunges. You want to keep the weight over your head. If the weight is on the left side, I want to step back with the right leg. Now, if this exercise is too uncomfortable, you can always keep the weight on your shoulder. Try to keep your upper body upright and then step back into a lunge. If it's still uncomfortable, you can of course hold the weight down. It's your choice. We want to do the exact same thing on the other side. So right arm, single arm snatch for 7 reps. Then you want to keep it either over your head or on your shoulder for 5 reps of overhead lunges. Then you want to hold the weight with both arms for tricep overhead extension, going over your head, fully extending your elbows every time to activate those tricep muscles. We're just doing 7 reps. Exhale every time you extend your arm over your head. For these series of exercises, I'm going to be using the dumbbells, but you can always go without weights. It's basically your preference. Let's just run these exercises together one time. Slightly bending the knees, legs are a little bit wider than the shoulders. We're doing 7 reps, starting in 3, 2, and go. That's 7, and then moving on to that overhead lunge. And then doing the exact same thing on the other side. Moving on to that overhead lunge. And then tricep overhead extension. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then your last one was either jumping lunges or skipping lunges for 5. And that's 5. Whew. Okay. The second portion of the speed section contains an exercise that I love called Man Maker. Man Maker is a little bit complicated, but don't worry, you can always do it without weights. It has multiple exercises into one. It starts with a push-up. You can always do the push-up, a regular push-up, or you can go on your knees, do your push-up, come up on the toes, rows on each arm. You can either jump in or step in. Bring the weight up to your shoulders, squat, and then press. Now let's put it together. If you feel like this is too much, you can always skip the push-ups, skip the squat, just do the rows, clean, and then press overhead. Looks like this. See what's right for you. The second exercise is what we call cluster. Cluster is that second portion of your Man Maker. Starts from the floor, you bring it up to the shoulder, squat, and then press. Floor, shoulder, squat, press. Your last exercise is easy peasy drop squats. You start with the feet together, jump into a squat. You don't have to tap the floor every time. Your focus is to press the weight on the heels, send your bum back, and then jump back with your feet together. You can modify those drop squats as you please. Start with the feet together, step into a squat, and then step back to center with the feet together. Make sure you're breathing rhythmically. What we're doing in this section is 3 Man Makers, or Man Makers to your variation, 6 clusters, and 9 drop squats. We want to do 2 sets in a row. hoping to make everything fit into 75 seconds. Rest for 15 seconds and then do it again. Don't worry if it doesn't fit. Do what's right for you. Let's start with 3 man makers. One more. And then from this, straight to the clusters for 6. One more. And then last one is drop squats. And that's 9. Okay, we're now ready for the speed section. We're just gonna start with 1 set of the snatches and then immediately go to our man makers, but 2 sets in a row. Let's do this together. Ready? Starting with the snatches in 3, 2, and here we go. That was 7, and let's move on to our lunges. This is number 5, switching sides for the snatches. Lunges for 5. Tricep overhead extension. 6, 7, and then jumping lunges for 5 aside. Perfect. We have a little bit of a break. Inhale with the nose, exhale with the mouth. Let's get ready for those man makers. Deep breath into the nose, modify as you please. 3, 2, and here we go. Clusters for 6. And then drop squats for 9. We have a good 10 seconds. We want to do these man makers one more time in a row. Starting in 3, 2, and here we go. That was 3. One more. and then drop squats last. Okay, we're ready for the second set of our single arm snatches in 3, 2, and here we go. That's 6, 5. We got this. 3. One more. Keep it over your head or on your shoulder for 5 lunges. And 5, we're ready to switch. Breathe, breathe. And then over your head. And then tricep overhead extension. We're almost there. Push the pace. 5, 6, and that's 7. And then finishing up with those jumping lunges as the last exercise. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We still have 15 seconds. Focus on that breath. Then we want to do those 2 sets of mat makers in a row. Getting ready. In 3, 2, and here we go. Breathing for every rep, sending oxygen to those lungs. We are so close to the end. That was number 3. And then clusters for 6. Four. Give me one more, last one. And then 9 drop squats to finish off. 7, 8, and 9. We still got 15 seconds. And this is the last set for the win. Last time around. Deep breath in. Starting in 3, 2, and here we go. That was 3. Almost there, almost there. Show me one more. That's 6. Let's finish off with those drop squats. 7. One more. And done. I had a blast. I hope you did too. It's important to keep coming back to this because every time we do this, we're just going to get better. Hope to see you next time.